Did you ever find yourself in a situation where you're called upon to give advice and you respect, to say the least, this individual, or you make your livelihood from this individual, and you know that what he wants to hear is not what you should be saying? And what you want to say and what you should say is not what he wants to hear. How do you deal with it? So before I give you a beautiful story in the Talmud related to the parsha of this week, let us first remember to thank Hashem for the miracles and prayers for all our brothers and sisters in Israel, the release of the hostages and not endangering the rest of the Jewish people anywhere in the world, and also for the people who are so deeply and badly affected by the fires in Southern California. So chapter 100, chapter 123, Shir Amalos Elecha Nososes Einai Hayoshge Yoinim. Let us give some tzedakah, some charity, and with our prayers, God should already bring us the ultimate redemption. And all these issues that we have to ponder, that we have to deal with, should all be solved directly. Now, I wonder if you had an opportunity to listen to my thoughts that I shared yesterday about the situation in California. So listen what the Gemara says, Meseches Saita, page 11. And this refers to when Pharaoh was getting concerned about the growth of the Jewish people in Egypt. As we have heard here in Quebec a while back, one says, Les Juifs prennent trop de place. We are taking up too much space. An old anti-Semitic thought. So the Gemara says the following. The Medrash says that Pharaoh wanted to kill the Jews. He wasn't sure how to do that. So he called 3 of his advisors. Bilam, famous or infamous non-Jewish prophet, Eov, Job, and Yisro, Jethro. And this is what the Gemara says. There were 3 who were asked their advice. Bilam was the first one to be asked, and Bilam said the advice that he gave him, throw the boys into the Nile, just kill them. And the girls, assimilate them. What happened to him at the end? He was killed. Eventually. Eov, Job, he didn't say anything. He was quiet. His result, suffered terribly. And terrible pains he had. Yisro, who said clearly, don't do it. Don't do anything to them. He ran away after having given his opinion. Did he marry it? Remember, he wasn't Jewish originally. He converted. And then his great-grandchildren were part of the Sanhedrin, the highest Jewish court in the time of the temple. Let's analyze a little bit the situation. 3 advisors. One says exactly what Pharaoh wants to hear, Bilam. Eov, silent. And Yisro says the truth, but he has to run away. So here's the question. Why was Bilam punished? He was out to advise Pharaoh for the benefit of Egypt. For the benefit of Egypt, it makes sense to get rid of the Jews. So he's not there to protect the Jews. His job is to advise Pharaoh for Egypt. The answer to that is, you know very well as a prophet that your benefit, the benefit of Pharaoh, is don't mess with the Jews. For your benefit, not just for the Jewish benefit, for their benefit. And therefore, he was killed. Eov wanted to be on both sides of the fence. He didn't want to tell him kill him because he was concerned about the Jews. He didn't want to tell him the opposite because he was afraid of Pharaoh. So he kept quiet. When a person sits on 2 sides of the fence, the result is lifelong suffering. Yisro could have thought, I'm in the minority anyway. Bilam said what to do. Eov is quiet. Why should I stick my neck out? Says Yisro, I have to be honest. I have to put out my neck, even if the consequences is I have to run away from a beautiful position, from being an advisor to the most powerful person in the world. I cannot be selfish. I have to be honest to the truth. And when you're honest to the truth, you win, and the result is you have nachas from your grandchildren. They become the judges in the Jewish people. I think a clear message to today's environment.